Ripple XRP, the BIS or Bank for International Settlements, have just set out the rules. We also have a huge announcement with regards to the Bank of England, as it has now undertaken the world's first blockchain completed over there. Could we potentially be seeing a digital yen for Japan as they go into their preparation stages? And we will also be looking at the price action for both XRP and XLM coin. All I ask from you are two things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. So big news that we have. The first bit is the BIS, and they have unveiled technical priorities for CBDCs in Americas. So what could this potentially mean for Ripple? Well, the BIS are now setting out the rules under this for the CBDC architecture. And guess what these technical requirements are? Well, they must include things like interoperability, scalability, user-centric design, security, and data privacy. And so this all has to adhere to everything that they have set out. And initially, the technical task force in the initial stages will primarily concentrate on programmability features relating to clearing and settlement. And so that's one thing that Ripple have with regards to settlement, because it can do it within seconds. And this is important for Ripple because guess what? The BIS are a partner of Ripple, and it was announced back in August that Ripple and the BIS were to collaborate to investigate CBDC technologies. And so this means that Ripple are in talks with dozens of governments in order for them to issue their very own CBDCs using Ripple's technology. So this is bullish news for us, because again, we are going to be seeing Ripple as one of the players alongside with Swift when it comes to these initial phases of the CBDCs. So really good news. Now, in terms of the Bank of England, we have a company that has now completed the world's first blockchain payments at that institution, and it's called Finality. And they said on Thursday that shareholders Lloyds Banking Group, Santander, and UBS has now completed the world's first live transactions that digitally represent funds held at a central bank. And so this shows progress within the UK and at the Central Bank of England, that we could potentially have digital assets within that bank, and we could be closer to the digital pound than we actually think. And we also have the managing director from the UBS saying that the creation of a new systemically important global payment system is a once in a generation event. And this is why it's huge for crypto markets, because when we see these governments issue their own CBDCs one by one, we are going to see more money piling in, guys. And let's have a look at the shareholders in Finality. This is what makes it a big deal, because the shareholders comprise of Goldman Sachs, Barclays, BNP Paribas, BNY Mellon, Commerzbank, Nomura, MUFG Bank, and State Street. These are the bigger ones that I know of. I know there's a few others that I haven't mentioned, but I've not heard of them before. And that just goes to show the support that they are receiving from these institutional banks, and they are all in on it behind the scenes, no matter what you think. And so let's see more progress with that. Now, could Japan potentially issue their very own digital yen? Well, we have some news saying that a panel urges Japan to prepare for the digital yen that coexists with cash. Now, the reason for this is because of the fact that Japan are very cash heavy. Of the 2.1 trillion yen held by households, more than half was in cash and deposits at the end of September. And so Japan are still very much interested in their cash, which of course is pretty good as it does give you the freedom. But it says that Japan should make preparations to issue a digital yen without delay and treat it as legal tender that would coexist with cash. So again, these CBDCs are not in competition with cash at all, but it's for the governments to use and a way round for them so that they can make faster settlements and a different form of alternative in terms of monetary means, and it should be more secure as well. We have the European Central Bank that has begun a 2-year preparation phase but has yet to decide whether to issue a digital euro or not. And so we have actually heard of the digital euro coming out, and we also have the US Fed Reserve that has not decided yet on issuing its CBDC, but again, they are still looking at it. So don't think that they are not, because that is what they eventually want to come up with, their very own CBDC. Before we look at the price action, let's take a look at this. We do know that China and Singapore are going to be launching their very own digital yuan cross-border payments pilot for tourists, and this is to do with improving the state of cross-border finance between the two countries, and this will allow Chinese tourists visiting Singapore to use the digital yuan to pay for goods and services. And so let's see if we can have more progress coming from here. And the initiative goes both ways, so Singaporean tourists to mainland China can be expected to have the ability to transact with the digital yuan as well, so it's for both parties. So let's see the progress that we have on this. Now, the price action for XRP coin is currently at 62 cents. For the volume, we are down by 7.71% on the 1-day chart. We are trading at 1.4 billion in volume. If we have a look at what has happened today, we actually started off off with a price of 63 cents, and we did go to a nice high of 64 cents. However, we have actually come down quite a bit by roughly under 2 cents. If you have a look at the 7-day chart, we are down by 3.96%. Again, I did say that XRP coin should comfortably be able to stay at 63 cents. Let's see if it can actually close that for today. Again, if we could get to that 65-cent price target, it would be pretty good, but we have managed to not go down to 60 cents where we were before just 2 days ago. So good price action for XRP. For XLM coin, we are pretty much the same. We are trading at 0.1252, so we are in that mid-range. We are down by 21% on the volume, and we are currently trading at 79.6 million. If we have a look at where we did for the price action today, we were actually at the high levels of that 0.1271, and again you can see we did actually come down to 1261, but we've taken an even further dip. For the 7-day chart, we are down by nearly 3%, but again we are still doing pretty good compared with the fact that we went to the low range of the 12 cents. And if it holds on here, guys, XLM coin is still doing good because we were struggling with that mid-range of the 11 cent before, but now we have been able to surpass it by 1 cent. Guys, if you want daily XRP coin and XLM coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.